So I'm outside mowing the grass. I'm on my riding mower, and that's usually where I get my video ideas. And I'm out there thinking about a very unique take to the Xavier Howard situation. Get off the mower, check my phone, and it has exploded with the news that we are going to buy out Keith Yandle. Oh, wow. Wow. And then I take a shower, I come in, I check Twitter, and lo and behold, not only are we buying out Yandle, but we're extending Gustav Forsling. 3 years at a 2.6 average for a legit top 4 defenseman. There's no, oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to breathe. And for those of you waiting for me to take a shot at Yandle, I thought about it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. The cereal box is staying. Good luck. No hard feelings. You had a few good years, but the second half of last year especially was just unbearable, dude. So, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Now, for the Panthers, I had a whole different take to it, and then I find out we're extending Forsling. So now, first thing we got to talk about is the expansion draft. Okay. Could we please do the 8-1? I know that means we'll probably lose a Vetrano or an Achari. But now we're obviously protecting Forsling. What about Gudis? Gudis. You see what I'm saying? Ekblad, Uyghur, Gudis, Forsling. I'm good. I'm good. Top 4. I'm good. I don't know what we're putting on the bottom. We'll figure that part out. Okay, so if we don't do the 8, if we don't do the 8-1, and we go with the 7 and the 3 and the 1, obviously Forsling is the guy that we're going to protect. So that's going to leave Gudis exposed, but they still might take Drieger, but we're still going to be losing, exposing either maybe a Vetrano or a Chari there. And now we have to talk about the contracts that we need to extend, okay, and get re-signed. Barkov, obviously. Bennett, obviously. The first thing on the list should be just get Barkov signed. Get that done. Out of the way. That's our biggest number. That's the biggest number we're going to have. Get that out of the way. Then, go to Bennett and sell him on 3 times 3.5. You're good to go. We're good, all right? Now we're good and strong through the middle with Lundell coming up at 3C, okay? Then, you sit down with Huberdeau. Now, this is a risk. Yes. We could technically just sign Huberdeau right now and just make it work next year when the Yandle cap hit is at its worst next year. Now, we could roll the dice and have a handshake agreement with Huberdeau to where he knows that, because he's signed for 2 more seasons, this season and next season. After next season, when free agency starts, the Yandle hit comes off the books. At that point, we will be free to pay Huberdeau the number that he wants. So the only problem is if we have to extend Huberdeau before the Yandle hit comes off the books. Now, I know that's a risk, but if you have a handshake deal with the guy and he says, yeah, no problem, $9 million, whatever the number is going to be, $8-9 million, I'm good, and you have the parameters of the contract set, Huberdeau knows once it's just formality. Once the Yandle hit comes off the books, Huberdeau signs on the dotted line. Technically, he hit free agency, but do you really think he's going to screw us like that? Do you think he's going to give us his word and then turn his back? No, I don't see that happening at all. So that is one way to mitigate the hit that Yandle causes us next season. That's one way to be like, and we don't even feel it. We won't even know it. We won't even know they put the needle in us. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we're not going to do that, we're going to bite the bullet and try to get all 3 guys, Huberdeau, Bennett, and Barkov, signed this year, then we're good now, but that's going to limit what we can do. That's going to limit what we can do free agency-wise anyway, because you're going to be looking at guys on 1-year deals. Could we bring in a Suter to be in the bottom? Huh? I mean, he's a legit top 4. You bring him in on a 1-year deal to be in the bottom 6 because he wants to take a chance to roll the dice and win on winning a cup. I wouldn't be against that. right? But you're going to be looking at either young and experienced guys or guys willing to take a one-year deal if you're going to try to sign Huberdeau before the cap hit comes off the books. Now, for Florida Panthers fans, this is what good management looks like. We're not used to this. For hockey fans of other teams who have had success, they wonder why Panther fans make such a big deal about things. Well, like I've said, we haven't exactly had a long enough period of time with competent management to make us anything other than caffeine addicted, just shaking and wondering what are we going to do, watching every move on social media like it's the last thing that we're ever going to see. But this is what competent management looks like. It's a beautiful thing. You waited out Yandle the one more year. This year we got relief. Next year not so much, but we do have ways out of that. Also, Hornquist. I hate to say it. I know he's a valuable player, but he doesn't really pop up in that top four. Let's face it, okay? Now, you're talking about a guy making over $5 million. That's in your bottom. He's going to be on the third line if he's in. Now, I'm not saying you want to buy him out, but it's a movable contract. It's a movable deal. If Duncan Keith can get moved, Hornquist certainly can get moved. Okay? And maybe even with no salary. Now, the other thing to this is that, and this is where it's going to get a little bit hairy. I think that this probably solidifies Bobrovsky staying for 2 more years. And I have kind of said that we probably should expect that anyway, okay? So I think, timing-wise, you got Bobrovsky at least 2 more years, and then you can look and see what you can do. Now, there's an option after next season. If you wanted to buy out Hornquist, he was still on the team. The cap hit's only like 1.7 for a few years. That's manageable. But in terms of Bob, unless we split with somebody, nobody's taking that contract. Nobody's going to take that contract. I don't care who we give them, unless like Barkov. It doesn't matter. Nobody's taking the full $10 million. We might be willing to find somebody dumb enough to eat 6 or 7 of it if we give them like somebody that we really don't want to give them, okay? I would prefer to just put Knight and Bob out there, have Q pick the right goalie. Who's playing the best? None of this crap like last season where Drieger was clearly better than Bob and Bob was playing anyway, okay? Put him out there in an equal competition, and whoever's got the best numbers, let them play. Let them play. I think that's the only thing we can do with that situation right now. And plus, like Ralph said on Twitter, that still gives us somebody to beat up with Bob. You know what I mean? So, all right, Yandle out. Not going to knock the guy on his way out the door. I thought about it. I'm not going to lie. Full disclosure, I had something, and I said, you know what? There's no need to kick him on his way out. He's been a good guy. He's been a good sport. The cereal box stays. But bygones. The time is done. The time is done. All right? It was 1 year too many. The locker room stuck up for you. Got you another year. Let's see where you go. Forsling being extended, that is so beautiful. It just shows we have competent management now, and I just can't say that enough. Now, get all 3, Barkov, Huberdeau, Bennett, in a room and figure this out. Those are the guys, because Bennett, look, get him signed now, okay? I mean, we have to sign him anyway because he's an RFA. But when I say get him signed now, I mean give him a 3-year deal now. Because if you only throw him 1 year and he explodes with Huberdeau, then we're going to have a problem. He's going to want way more money than he does now. All right? Give him 3 times 3.5. We can afford that. And then if he blows up, we can give him an extension after we've taken care of everybody else. And then you never know what's going to happen. If Lundell turns into the second coming of Barkov, then you only can pay so many guys anyway. So think right now, if you can get Bennett, if you can get him to do 3, he may only want 2 because he may be looking for a bigger payday sooner down the road. Give him 3 times 3.5. That's a raise for him. Keep our fingers crossed there. All right. Adios, Keith. Should I get him a puppet? Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Should Keith get his own puppet now? Should we give him his own puppet to remind us? Because he's got a half a box. He's got a half a cereal box. Should we give Keith his own puppet and name him Zonk or something good like that? You guys tell me. You guys tell me. All right. Make sure you subscribe if you want daily content. I probably will have a video out later on this afternoon. I have a unique take on the Xavier Howard situation. That whole thing is just a disaster. It's a disaster and another disaster waiting to happen. But again, at least with the Dolphins, competent management. South Florida, we're not used to this. This is looking pretty good. Keith Yandle bought out. All right. I'll see you again later.